Russo's Playbook.
Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another episode of Russo's Playbook, episode 24. Catch it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You read up on our blogs at russosplaybook.com. We're here with Hunter and AG today. How y'all doing?
Good. As usual.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can't complain. Football's back.
Yeah, I know Hunter good. He moving to Maui in a couple of I know he chilling.
3 more days. And then I'm virtual. I'm working from home after that.
Yeah, this is the last one, or were you planning on getting in with us again?
Probably trying to get in one more time. Maybe on Thursday or something. Early flight on Friday.
Well,
so
just
we'll
in
see.
case, this could be the last one if our schedules don't align in studio. So very special day.
Yep.
Let's make it a good one. We got a lot to talk about today. You know, college football started, NFL starting Sunday. We'll pick some division winners, Super Bowl matchup, and let's jump right into it with Stop That. So for my first one, I got to go with the Mets. I mean, it's a complete clown show over there. The GM of the Mets, so he comes out bashing the players, says they got to be more responsible for their bodies, their health, play better, this, that, and the third. And then we find out he leaves Steve Cohen's foundation or fundraiser, whatever, and gets arrested drunk driving. I mean, Mets, please stop that. How are you going to preach all this to your team and then go get arrested for drunk driving?
The hypocrisy.
I mean, it's unbelievable what the Mets can do. We said it last week, Mets going to Met. I mean,
this isn't a whole different way though. Mets gonna Met.
Yeah, they completely blew up.
This is just this is one of those things where it's just like you said, you can't go preaching about how the players aren't taking care of themselves, and then you're just not taking care of yourself or anyone else on the road. You're just that's a terrible. I don't know. Altogether,
Terrible.
that's embarrassing.
Terrible. Yeah.
This way to make yourself into a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Like you were fine, and then you're just like, nah, let me go do that.
Yeah,
Get caught. Worst part.
I think worst part is you left the owner's fundraiser.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
You're trying to raise money for a good cause.
Yeah, and then
you're just out here.
You're drunk driving out here.
God.
Crazy stuff. What you got for number 2, AG?
So Cam Newton, we heard, got cut by the Patriots. Is what it is. I think we'll talk about that a little later in more depth with Cam. But so then reports started circulating after he got cut that Mac Jones was actually teaching Cam Newton the Patriots playbook. And to me, my first thought was, oh wow, that's bad. But then I started thinking about it more, and I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, remember last week we were talking about how Cam had to be out for 3 days?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's not throwing the same playbook out there every week, depending on matchups and stuff like that. He's switching things up. He's got different stuff going on. Cam Newton came back. Mac Jones had been there the last 3 days as QB1, as the only QB with the chance to start at the time because Cam was gone. And yeah, of course he knew the playbook for those 3 days, and then, they flipped it in the media, as they should, or as they always do. As we should expect is what I meant to say. Yeah. But all I got to say to that is stop that. It's because we all know it's not true. Cam was just playing in New England last year for an entire season.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Almost the same coaching staff.
Exactly. Mac Jones just got back, and he's a how many years vet? How many years has Cam been in the league?
Now?
MVP, former MVP, Super Bowl, made it to a Super Bowl. He's not, and Cam Newton's not a dumbass quarterback. You know what I mean? There is some that are out there. Cam's not one of them. Cam is a very intelligent quarterback. He knows his playbooks. He's been in a couple different offenses in his career, and I just think that's absolutely ridiculous. Clearly there was new stuff installed, new schemes, new plans, and Cam wasn't there for 3 days. He couldn't be with the team at all. So he's coming back, and Mac's helping him out because Mac was there, getting all the reps. That's all it is, I feel like. But they tried to spin it.
Any chance that the media gets to make Cam Newton look like a bad guy, they just take it.
Oh, yeah.
And I have no idea why.
Well, not only that, but to add on, who's to say that Belichick wasn't handed them almost 2 different playbooks? I mean, Cam Newton is a completely different person than Mac Jones.
That's another thing.
They could have had Cam Newton running literally a completely different playbook in case he was starting, and then Mac Jones learning their normal basic playbook.
Yeah.
So, who knows what was going behind those doors?
That's a great point. Not only does Belichick plan differently according on the matchup with the team he's playing, but definitely with his own personnel as well.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
Yeah,
That's something that he's always done. So to me, I was just looking at it. I was like, wait a second. I know what they're doing here. I see the play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just some nonsense like usual.
Yeah.
What you got for number 3, Hunt?
So mine comes for another MLB thing. The Yankees' #1 prospect, Anthony Volpe, he hit a home run the other night. And, as he's trotting around the bases, he gets the home. And honestly, before he can even touch home base, he just gets ejected. Like, it was so confusing to see because he's just smacked a home run. He's just trotting the bases. And then as he, is going to home base, you just see the ump, kick him out. And for a while, I was really confused, and I was waiting for it to kind of get posted all over Twitter. And apparently, he said to the ump, 4 balls, as he was walking by, kind of thing, like, hey, 4 balls. And the ump, without hesitation, just immediately ejected it. And the only thing I have to say to that is, stop that. My whole thing is, dude, the umpires are getting more and more and more bold as we go along here. Mm-hmm. And it's just starting to be it's very petty what's going on. Don't get me wrong, there were 4 balls thrown. I can guarantee you. These guys are terrible at calling what's a strike and what's a ball nowadays. It must have been 6 inches outside of the batter's box, and they still called it a strike. So obviously players are getting frustrated. But the thing is, the umps, they stand behind this whole thing where it's well, we control the game. We're human too. It's just all right, well, if that's the case, let's start getting in some computers.
Yeah, we don't have to have this.
Yeah, we literally don't need you. Yeah, sure, you're a part of the game, but I can promise you won't be missed that much if they're if they showed up to the MLB one day and was just hey, we're taking out umpires, or we're gonna leave one guy in the field to make sure that things are maintained.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get to call strikes or balls.
Here's what you do to help him out. You put a little AirPod in his ear, and you let the computer call the strikes and balls, and he gets to say it out loud to make him happy.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
That's all they want.
And you know what? Because it annoys me so much because they are so detrimental to the game.
Yes.
The fact that they want to be in it so badly. Mm-hmm. Not all of them, but most of them. I can't remember the one guy's name. I mean, he blew so many calls, and he still gets to umpire. It's ridiculous. Yeah. He blew the no-hitter that the one Detroit Tigers had.
Oh,
that
yeah.
umpire. He's still around.
I know.
He blew the no-hitter, and it was clear as day, and this was before replay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you couldn't go back and look at it. You had to call with what the idiot called. Yeah. They've ruined the whole thing. But not only that, I don't get why umpires... This is where MLB went wrong. They thought, let's add all this technology to make it look good, right? Well, now you put a box on everybody's screen to show what a strike and ball is.
Yeah.
So now when umpire clearly messes up, there's no argument. It's a damn strike and he missed it.
Yeah.
Why the hell if you want umpires still there, why are you making them look bad? Yeah. Why are you setting them up to fail?
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't make sense to me.
100%, Russo, 100%, because it's just, and it's game after game, season after season, where you see and, at this point, the fans are waiting on the back of their heels. I want to see them screw up. Because the fans are tired of the umps more than the players are.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's done. Everyone's sick and tired of the antics. They're sick and tired of, the BS that goes along with it. They're sick and tired of the power that they have for whatever odd reason. And, you could say it about referees all around. They're just simply, kind of almost ruining the game. They're doing it in the NFL. But they're doing it even worse in the MLB. Like you said, they're being set up for failure because technology has changed. We can see what's a ball and a strike. But... like you said, it shouldn't be that difficult. It really shouldn't be that hard for them to be able to kind of communicate. Hey, that was a bad call, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta turn things around. Because they do it to the players all the time. MLB as an organization will come on the players, shit on them for anything that they do that's wrong. But they're just letting umps get away scot-free. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense.
And this is the huge difference with literally any other sport in MLB, umpires and referees and all that, right? So the NFL, yes, the referees miss calls. They're bad here and there. But the NFL has made so many different rules. The catch rule, the tackling. So it's hard for referees to really, in that second of a hit, did he lead with his head? Did he put his head down?
Yeah.
Did the offensive player put his head down? So that's justifiable. You're sitting there as an umpire. You call strike or ball. Go get yourself a tablet, dog, and watch. Watch it hit the box. It's a strike. There's no missing that. It's either a strike or ball, and you're missing it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and when they say, oh, we're humans, we make mistakes, we're humans, let the players be humans too then.
Yeah.
Don't throw them out when he's calling you out for your bullshit.
Yeah, thank you.
Simple as that.
Cleared that up, tied that up real nicely. But so what's up? Let's move into college football. I know everybody was excited to watch it. I know,
dude. Speaking of your helmet to helmet thing, last night the four targeting ejections in the first half of the game.
Louisville and Ole Miss.
Yep. Louisville and Ole Miss.
That was crazy. One of our, I think either one or two of them were questionable. Two of them were definite, but Was that refs or was that like why were they hitting like that?
Why were they
You know
coming
what I mean?
crazy?
Like,
Honestly, it was a mix between both because they were throwing bodies at each other.
Yeah.
It was kind of insane. But you know what really set it off was the first one. The first one was a simple like slant across the middle, or maybe even been a run. But the linebacker, first of all, if you're gonna call targeting on the linebacker who like drops his head, you got to do it the same way for the running back who's also dropping his fucking head at the linebacker. Like that was the exact play that happened. They both dropped down to try and get like to see who was the lower man. Happened to make some helmet-to-helmet contact. They both got right up. There was no issue, and the flag came in, and everyone's looking around like, you can't be serious right now. And then when they go and they review it nowadays, that's the craziest part. They literally go to review this play. They're watching it in slow-mo, and they still came back and called that first one targeting. And I was just like, that was a terrible call.
That was the crazy part to me
because
like you can't change the penalty, but you can choose whether he gets ejected or not.
100%.
If it wasn't malicious, you don't eject him.
Yeah.
All four of them were getting ejected.
All four of them got ejected.
And then there was one on the sideline where the quarterback, I want to say it was Louisville's quarterback, was running to the sideline, was kind of taking his step out, got ripped helmet to helmet. No flags came out. The coach for Louisville was sitting there like, yo,
like,
you
that's
just
the
ejected us for this. Like, this shit. I think it was like 2 drives after. Bro, I was like doing other things while I was watching. I just had the game on. And every time I looked up, there was a targeting review. And I was getting so confused at one point because I was like, yo, there's no way this is the same targeting review.
Dude,
like, what's going on? And I looked at the time. I'm like, no, it's been 7 minutes. This is another. Then I saw a stat. It was like 4 ejections. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not bugging.
I thought I was bugging, bro. They almost got a 2 for 2 guys on one hit. The quarterback for Ole Miss one slid, and he got
that was a good one.
That was targeted.
Yeah,
that was
he got lit the fuck up.
But he got lit up by 2 guys, and they threw the flag, and I was like, I don't even know which one this is on. Like they could both get ejected right now, and they came back. They only ejected one of the guys. The other guy got to like stay in and everything, but like. That was one of the craziest plays I've ever seen in my life because I was like, if you call it on that guy, I think you got to call it on his boy too. Yeah. Like he did the same exact thing. Like, dude, that quarterback for Ole Miss got his bell rang. He was on the ground. Yeah,
I didn't go for a second.
I didn't think he was getting up.
I thought he was staying down when he got said. He got up right after that. I was like, all right.
That was insane.
He's tough too. He's insane.
Yeah, no, you did well last night. It was a great game to watch. I won some money.
I didn't mean to cut you off. That was just a perfect segue from what you were saying.
Right in.
So I was like, let's just fucking throw that up there.
Good for you.
I almost said it right then, but I wanted to make my umpire being pussy's point.
For sure. But we'll get back on track to the games. Rutgers, which was postponed due to the flooding in Jersey here. You know, it was crazy.
We got fucking smacked.
We got rocked. We got rocked.
10 inches of water in 8 hours. I don't think we've ever seen that before.
It was deadly. We were all were we all on the road at that time too? Yeah.
Basically.
AG couldn't make it home, but he is alive and here.
I was stuck at work, but my work has a bar, so I was doing all right.
I just made it back from my job, 8:30ish, and Hunt.
I was at the stage house.
Oh my God.
See, we had a good reason, bro. Me and Russo had a good reason to be stranded. Hunter was like, I'm drinking.
Beers. I didn't think it was that bad outside. It was kind of dark, and then I walked outside, and I was just like, yo, what's going on right now?
Yeah.
Dude, at one point, I had a coworker walk back inside, and she's like, it sounds like a train out there with all the wind, and I was like, that's a tornado, probably. And I pull my phone and my dad's like, tornado coming right down the street that we're on. And then he's like, there's another one down the other way coming towards you. They're going to merge at you. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Head into the basement.
Rutgers Field had water all the way up to where you could walk in.
Yeah. So. Somerset Patriots Stadium
had
in the stands water.
Yeah.
It was crazy stuff.
That was all
crazy stuff.
ESPN and stuff.
But I just wanted to let that out to tie it really into the Rutgers game, which was moved to Saturday. Made me miss the damn game. Thanks a lot.
Yo, me too. Yeah, I couldn't get on Saturday.
I know, right?
And then Hunter fell asleep in Belmar and everything back.
All right, you guys are not making me look good right now. We're going to start talking about the game.
Somebody had looked good.
Hey, it's Hunter's last week here in Jersey. We told you already he's going to Maui. Let him live. Don't even judge him for this past 2 weeks.
You can judge
he's
me.
Living life.
You can judge me all you want,
but be fair.
Yeah.
Be nice about it.
Yeah.
Listen, somebody that did play good is Rutgers football.
They decided to follow. They decided to follow up that bitch Ida and flood the scoreboard.
Yeah.
61 points, number 2 in the nation right now. Let's talk about it.
Most
Greg
points
is back.
scored. Most points scored.
The Greg effect.
So
now, do you think this is a Greg effect, or is this just because they play Temple?
Oh,
okay, okay.
But I am excited to see them play some real talent because overall, like they started off relatively slow. I think by like halftime it was actually like 26-14 or something like that, and I was kind of like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going on here? And then I checked again at the end of the game, and it was 61-14, and I was just like,
okay,
gotcha.
Here we go. Every time I looked at the damn TV that had the Rutgers game, they were scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
we're not used to this. We're not used
to this at all. But offensively, they did look very, very good. There were some spotty things in the beginning. I think they're still feeling it out with, like their quarterback situation and everything in between. But they've got some talent. They've got a lot of talent going on. It's just if they can get it together and click, and it's they have a tough schedule coming up, right? They got to play the Penn States, the Ohio States, Iowa,
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan, a couple other teams, but they might be able to steal a couple of those games. I don't think against Ohio State, but Penn State and Michigan, they might be able to at least keep up. They did last year. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to this year. But overall, I was impressed. I was impressed to see what they had. I'm kind of really excited actually for the season. My dad's got season tickets. He's been a fan since 2001 when they were 1-9 consistently. So hoping to see them kind of turning it around, and hoping to see them be able to do it under Greg Schiano's watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
And a game that wasn't a blowout. It was actually a little interesting. UCLA versus LSU. 38-27. UCLA beat LSU. It was a great game to watch. I know LSU's head coach had some words to say before the game.
Yeah.
I think that kind of shut him up after losing the game. But, it was a good game overall.
Let me tell you something. UCLA is the real deal.
Yeah.
They are the real deal. They looked incredible in that game. They weren't even, I think it was a 2.5 point favorite in LSU's direction, but they showed up to play, man. And a lot of people have kind of been shitting on the Pac-12 as of recently, saying they're never going to be able to keep up with SEC. They're never going to be able to keep up with this. Pac-12's been playing relatively good, man, and there's going to be a couple teams out there that they're going to have to watch out for. With USC, Arizona State looked really good in their home opener. So overall, I think a lot of people were like, well, is this an LSU downfall year, or is this a UCLA coming up year? And I'm putting my money on the UCLA coming up year. Yeah, I like what they got going on, man.
Yeah, one team that I thought for sure is not the real deal, and that was number 10 North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw all these predictions that Sam Howell is going to be top 3 quarterback. He's going to go top 3. He might be better than Spencer Rattler and all these.
Here we go again.
I know. It was so disgusting to watch. I was disturbed at what I'm seeing here at Stagehouse, mind you. And I'm like.
I'm the only one looking good right now.
I'm sitting here like, how is this dude projected number 2, number 3 quarterback? Yeah, he could barely throw a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running for his life, just running, and he can't go nowhere. Like,
yeah, he didn't look good at all.
It was bad, man. Bad overall. I was
wondering that about Sam. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, we all had questions about Sam.
Virginia Tech, though, I give them the credit because, well, first off, that stadium was electric.
Yeah.
There was there's a lot of energy that night coming into the game. But Virginia Tech's defense is dominant. They are very, very strong on that side of things, and for a team that's kind of been stuck around in the ACC, hasn't really they've always done well, but they haven't won. They got to deal with the Clemsons, the North Carolinas in their division. They showed up to play, and I'm kind of impressed in what we saw. But I think I'm gonna be more impressed as the season goes along because V-Tech, man, they might be the real deal for the ACC, especially with Clemson already losing that first game. They beat North Carolina, so they might kind of already have that upper edge. Yeah. We'll see what happens when they have to go along and play Clemson, but you never know, man. Yeah. Keep an eye on it.
And you mentioned Spencer Rattler. That's another game we didn't talk about earlier. The Oklahoma almost lost to Tulane, 40-35.
No,
it got close at the end, but nothing
almost
serious.
Lost, but
nothing serious.
I know. Tulane started scoring points.
It wasn't blown earlier, but it came down to that. If they didn't get that first down on that drive,
yeah, you're right.
They could have got him.
It got a little sweaty.
They could have stole it.
Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, you got to look at Oklahoma, number 2 in the country, close out a game against Tulane.
Yeah, you're right.
Know what I mean,
yeah, you're right.
That's how I'm looking at it. Tulane did their thing. They played well. You can't ask for anything if you're the Tulane coach. That's all you can ask for. That's the best game they could have played.
And it's crazy. Tulane, I think they had in the first half. I think it was 4 fumbles. 4 fumbles. If they didn't have that issue with turnovers, it's a whole different game.
2 less of those, they maybe win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you brought up Clemson earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson falling to Georgia 10-3. A little boring game, 10-3, low score, big defense. But But I mean, I don't know. Clemson's quarterback DJ was not looking too bright for their future. You know,
pick 6, and that's the difference in the game.
Yeah. And listen, I know you got to follow Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson, but like, I got to see a little more than that. Dog.
He looked great last year when Trevor Lawrence got COVID and sat out. No, but he won those games.
Yeah, no, he did.
Like, he looked confident in what he was doing and everything. Like, that was a whole different quarterback that showed up against Georgia. Granted, they played Georgia's defense, which is just unreal. Their front four is like the most terrifying.
They had like 6 sacks.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence was sacked 6 times in like 3 years.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know.
That's why I'm like, I don't want to write DJ off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm
based
saying.
off of that. Not yet, at least. We got to see what happens.
I expected a lot better from him. Don't get me wrong,
exactly,
but
from the offense in general, you know what I mean? Like I think I forget, but they had like a low number of rushing yards.
Yeah,
it was bad. Like I forget what the number was, but it was like ridiculous. You know what I mean?
And not to circle back around, but since we're talking about DJ not playing up to his potential, how about the guy I know we talked about before, Hunt? Derek Stingley from LSU. Stingley?
Yeah,
the cornerback.
Yeah.
It's from the moment he stepped on the field, everybody gassed him up.
Yeah.
I have not seen one thing that showed me potential that I would want him as a Jets fan, because obviously mock drafts are going crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying Jets need number 1 corner. Let's go this guy. I haven't seen one thing since he stepped on the field that shows me I want him.
It's because he goes to LSU, and LSU wants to self-proclaim themselves as DBU.
Yeah.
When there's a couple universities. Don't get me wrong, LSU could obviously
they're up
be
there.
up there.
Yeah,
they're up there.
That could be a whole other show.
Ohio State, Florida.
Every year though, they need one player to go off of, and they're like, dude, they're milking him. They're milking him to death. And like I think that he has potential. However, like you said, he hasn't been showing out like the expectations of a big LSU defensive back. He's not a Tyrann Matthew. He's not a Jamal Adams.
See, that's what you see, because you see these aggressive, physical, whether safeties or corners. Patrick Peterson when he played, they're aggressive and they attack. This dude is throwing shoulders and falling at people's feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it is ugly out there. I watched at least 3 times. He literally was arm tackling or just throwing his shoulder and missing.
Yeah,
like it's. I don't know. It's getting bad out there. I just wanted to bring that up because, you know, players underwhelming first week, but he's underwhelmed for me since he stepped on the field.
I feel it.
Speak your piece. My bad. So last game I wanted to touch on, FSU versus Notre Dame.
That was a good one.
Great game. And not only, I got to give props to Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
One play,
that
he went sideline to sideline, and it wasn't even his spot. The man saw the wide open receiver, hit the other sideline, foot on the gas,
from the other hash.
and made the interception. It was
he left
ridiculous.
the hash when the ball was being being
cocked back to thrown.
Like,
yep.
Oh shit! He got there, made the catch right in bounds.
Wild.
Yeah, that looked like a wide receiver kind of like catch, like toe drag. Everything gets his like feet in bounds. That was unbelievably impressive. But
I'm sorry, the score of that was 41-38 Notre Dame.
Yeah, overtime.
Yep.
It's a missed field goal.
Yeah, and you want to know what's crazy?
Sucks.
They iced their own freaking kicker, man.
Oh,
man's made like a 53-yarder, and then they iced him for the other one.
3, 2, 1.
Stop that! Stop that, bro! Stop that!
What are we doing? How did we not think of that?
That's facts. That's bad.
Yeah, you're right.
How did we miss that?
You know what was the heartbreaking thing about it all? It's Mackenzie Milton coming back from this injury where his leg has just been absolutely exploded like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They tell him that he's probably he never even.
He was on like UCF, right?
Yeah, UCF. He was disgusting, bro. He was insane when he played for them. He's I think it's like a grad year for him or something along the lines of that.
And bro, he snapped.
Dude, literally.
He got in and fucking went off.
This man was never wasn't even supposed to have a leg anymore. They're talking about amputating it. They were talking about doing this, doing that. Even the doctor was like, "Look, I'm not saying he's never gonna play football again, but I've never seen it happen."
Yeah.
And he went out there, man, and played lights out.
He was running too. He wasn't even scared. He was like, "I'm winning this game."
Dude, the patience, the poise, the everything in between, and it's just like you sit there and you scratch your head, like, bro, if he was out there for that entire game, that's a very, very different game. They couldn't stop him, and he knew how to pick them apart left and right. To see him go out there, big applause for him, big ups to him, because I can't even imagine what he probably had to go through, like come back and bounce back. They're showing this guy's mother on TV. She's bawling her eyes out. She's probably,
dude, that's a wave of emotions for
Yeah,
her, man.
I
I don't
know.
know if she was happy or sad.
But you know what's funny? I went on Twitter.
sad, but
and I
like
saw.
No, like Alex Smith's wife.
Yeah,
when they showed
exactly.
that.
Yes.
I saw a bunch of Notre Dame fans in like this thread on Twitter, and they were basically like, for the first time in my life, like I rooted against Notre Dame last night. Like I feel terrible about it. Like I'm gonna say like 10 Hail Marys kind of thing. Like I'm sorry for what I've done, but like they're like, dude, how could you not root for that guy to win? And like how they went out was just
Ice their own kicker.
They iced their own kicker, man. And he made the kick. He made the 53-yarder to make things even crazier, and then he misses from like 33, bro. Like that's just heartbreaking.
Has there been any explanation? Did anybody ask the coach about that?
Because no, he thought what he did was correct, man, and he won the challenge. He challenged whether Mackenzie Milton was that like whether that was a fumble or his arm getting thrown, so he could save his kicker those extra yards. Thinking in his head, that's a chip shot. You make it from 33, from 53. Like, bro, he barely made that kick from 53. Like it had just gone over. If I'm a coach, dude, I'm doing the same thing. However, I'm taking his ass. If you remember though, off the field and letting him kick into the net for the entire time.
If you remember, how bad was the fumble? Like how far back did he? How much yards?
It
was okay.
It was far back. It was far back. That was the issue.
I'd still stop him though. I'd still stop him.
Yeah, I didn't remember that because my TV actually cut out right before it was 53-yarder. I swear, my TV cut out. Dude, I got the TV back. It was still 38-38, and Notre Dame had the ball, and I was like, oh boy, what happened? I was like, oh shit, they lost the game. And so I called my boy. I'm like, what happened? He's like, yo, they went for it. They did like a fake, like the holder like threw it over his head. I'm like, yo, what? Why would they do that? He's like, nah, I'm just playing, bro. He missed the field goal. I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, tripping on the coach. He's like, nah, but the coach did ice their kicker. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, are you still lying to me? What actually happened, bro? I gotta look it up.
But dude, all they had to do was take their kicker off the field and be like, you go and kick like 10 balls in that net.
Yeah.
You keep your leg warm. Like we're gonna get
standing out there during the break?
He was just standing there the entire time. It's just like, no, bro, you got to get off to the sideline and start kicking.
Warming.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't miss this one. But overall, man, I give credit to Florida State just simply because you're down 18 points. Everyone's counting you out after this. I think there's like 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and out of nowhere they just start coming back. Mm-hmm. And their defense was on point, man. They were stopping Notre Dame left and right. Like Notre Dame had no answer for their defense. They had no answer for Mackenzie Milton. They just had some extra time, man. That's all it took. If they had like 2 extra minutes, bro, it could have been a whole different game. But games are games, man. That's how they go out. Notre Dame's lucky that their coach didn't execute him like he promised that he would on TV.
Almost forgot about that.
Yeah, I did forget about that. Yeah. Listen, man, a lot of people giving Brian Kelly beef. All right, to sum it up, he didn't execute the joke well. Okay, it was a joke. It was from a late coach in the 1970s. When the expansion team, the Buccaneers, made their team, and they were absolutely brutal. A reporter asked the coach about their execution, and he said, yes, I'm all in favor for that. As in, like, as a joke. Yeah. But Brian Kelly, when somebody asks you, how'd you guys play, you can't just come out and make the same joke saying, yeah, we'll execute them.
Like, nobody said execute, bro.
It doesn't work like that.
That man is so dry, too. Like, he has, like, zero emotions as is, so he's just sitting there like, yeah, they should be executed.
I saw the press conference.
Straight face,
like,
bro.
wait, are you joking? Or are you not? I'm not sure right now.
The press conference might have been even more awkward. Yeah. I mean, they asked him, he was like, oh, you guys took that serious? Oh my god! Like, bro, listen, man, you're on social media and then national TV everywhere. Yeah. Like, obviously,
it took like 0.02 of a second for that to be posted on Twitter, and they're like, he's gonna what? People going freaking nuts about it.
And like, obviously, I didn't think he's gonna execute his players, but like, I did question what the hell he's talking about.
If you watch that post game interview though, the entire time it's just like, bro, your team just won 41-38 in overtime, and probably one of the toughest environments to play in, and you're
on the first game in Tallahassee since Bowden passed away.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
that just amplifies.
You're playing.
Florida State needed to win that. They wanted to win that game.
Exactly. But it was insane because you're just like sitting there and he's just like, yeah, we played like, he was basically like, yeah, we played like shit tonight. Everybody fucking sucked. Like this, and that. And just like, bro, like your team is out there celebrating right now, dancing with each other in the locker room. And you're just over here like, they're terrible. Like, we want to be good. We got a lot more things to work on. Like,
yeah, they didn't execute out there, but we should execute them out there.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, I was sitting there like, damn, this guy's brutal, bro. If I like watched the interview and that was what my coach was saying, I was like, no, I'd be like, no, bro, you didn't just see me die and leave my soul on that field for you to go and like talk about the rest of the team like that. I'd be tight.
My bad. I was gonna say a lot of coaches want to be Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, and it's just you can't do it because as Nick Saban goes,
Popovich.
Seriously. But as Nick Saban goes, Bryce Young had a hell of a game for Alabama. I think he had like 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, something like that, right? Nick Saban, I thought he played very well. He was a good game, great player. This that. He doesn't high praise him, doesn't low praise. It's just he played very well, and for Nick Saban to say that means you played excellent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
for him to give you that in the media,
when you're Brian Kelly trying to make a joke from 1970 about execution, no, you can't be that guy. You can't be that guy. It just can't happen.
Read the room. Read the room.
Thank you.
But no, somebody summed it up on Twitter perfectly. He was like, this Brian Kelly situation is funny because it's just a whole bunch of people that are mad because they think other people are going to be mad about it, but nobody's actually mad. Nobody actually cares, but everyone's pissed off because they think other people are going to get pissed off. So it's like everybody's fucking relaxed and nobody cares. It's
the new social media way, bro.
Oh, 100%. Everybody loves to be dramatic. Everybody loves to be like. Everybody loves.
If you really did care about that bad, like relax. It's okay. Live life. Stop being.
Hey, shout out to Brian Kelly though, because I think he's 2 or 3 wins away from being like the most winningest coach for Notre Dame, something like that.
Hopefully, he's been there for a while.
Yeah. So I mean, if the team makes it,
they make it 3 more games.
Those poor guys are probably running like 100 yard. They're probably running 100-yard suicides right now while we're talking shit about
Brian Kelly's like, all right, that made a lot of news cycles. I can't actually do it myself, but if I run them to death,
get on the line.
Oh,
will they blame me or what?
All right,
let's blame the vid.
Let's transition. Week 1 of the NFL is coming up. Thursday night football is back.
Yes, sir.
Buccaneers versus the Cowboys. Dak Prescott back from injury. You got Tom Brady back for round 2 of his Super Bowl run with the Bucs. And then you got plenty more headlines. But my main headline is Dak Prescott. Is he going to come back healthy? Is he going to come back being able to throw? No limitations?
He's already hurt again. He's hurt. He screwed up his shoulder and like.
No, they say he came back.
Oh,
he say he's back with no limitations.
Right.
But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Zach Martin's out though, starting center. PFF grade of like 89 for the last 5 years.
Probably one of the best centers in the league.
His backup's coming in at PFF grade of 61. It's not looking good for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm worried for him. I really am. Because if Dak Prescott gets hurt, I mean, as it is, I'm not going to get political or anything. In Texas and with the Dallas Cowboys we've seen last year, they don't give a fuck about COVID.
Yeah,
they do not give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't
so
care.
Listen, if they're going to take that chance of where some players are going to be sitting out, as Zach Martin is sitting out for COVID. So if they're going to take that chance, you can't have Dak get hurt, which means you can't have the O-line sit out for COVID.
Yeah.
If Dak gets hurt, the whole thing's going to shit.
Yeah.
And not only that, if they don't want to listen and pay attention to protocols, as much as bullshit you want to say, I'm not saying either side.
Yeah.
But if they want to say it's bullshit, this, that, and third, and go party and do their thing, I can't trust that they're going to win this division now. It's scary.
Yeah. Dude, I told you
It's
guys
scary.
like 4 weeks ago.
No, you
I
did it
told you
right
guys
there.
like
So that
3,
was a good
4
one.
weeks ago, dog. Giants. I'm telling you, man. You guys had it all wrong.
I know.
There.
You know,
I was trying to tell you.
I'm leaning.
I'm leaning
I'm
towards
still joking. So the fact that you're
No, because I have to lean to something.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys can't be
Dude,
trusted.
I'm telling
at this
you, bro.
point.
There's only a couple.
I'm
At
leaning-
this point, it's Washington or Giants.
I'm leaning towards
Washington.
the Redskins, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Washington.
Whoa, Washington.
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 Bro.
Hey, pause.
Chill out,
Mute his
bro.
mic. Mute his mic.
Forgive me.
Yo, we can't get canceled before we're making money. At least we'll make some money, then get canceled. I'm cool with that.
Forgive me.
So they got picked. I'm sorry to get
Play
upset. Can they
football,
pick
bro. They're a football team.
Can they pick a name?
That's all I
Can
want.
they pick a name?
Bro,
Football
that is the
team.
only thing.
Ultimate football guys.
Why
right
couldn't
there.
they do the? They had a great one. It was like the
Generals or some random.
No, it was like the Red Hawks or something, or like the Red Wings, Red Hawk. They had something where it was the Army, planes and Air Force and all that, and it tied in so well with Washington and everything.
Yeah.
And they said no, and I don't know why. And it just I don't get it. Can they pick a freaking name, man? It's frustrating.
All right, but about the football team, while we're on the topic,
Yep.
their defense. I think they stop any of the NFC East offenses that they see. They're going to eat up Daniel Jones for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Eagles barely have an offense to show up. They're probably going to get, like, I don't even know what's going to happen to their line. I feel bad for them already. Their number one toughest competition is going to be Dallas. And like you just said, unless Dallas actually starts taking all of this seriously, which the NFL has shown that they will be on their side of things, and they're expecting teams to do the same, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to go on, but I'm favoring towards the Redskins just because I think that their defense is just going to be what separates them from everybody else. They have a good running back. They have a lot of pieces on offense. I wouldn't call it a good offense. They have a game manager in Fitzpatrick, whichever one of them shows up between the really good one or the really ass one. But in that division, it's got to go down to how they all play against each other when they see each other 2 times a year, but in the sense of who's going to steal the games. Who's going to steal one from another? Who's going to, like, win at home? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Because last year it was a shit show. It was all of them going, like, 1-1 with each other, and then they had to rely on their records, which were also a shit show.
So play real teams.
Yeah, games. Exactly. So it's one of those things where it's like, at the end of the day, I mean, Dallas is already in trouble. Yeah. They start off every season, and on paper they're, like, one of the best teams out there. But we know how that's gone and how we've seen it, and to hear that, starting center's already out and they have to play with someone who's a 61. Like, it makes me wish I would have.
It's sketchy.
Makes me wish I would have slammed the line of -7.5 on the Bucs because that defense is terrifying, and their blitz packages are some of the most elite in the entire NFL. So, I don't know, man. I just don't think they're going to hold up really well against the Bucs. But I'll tell you one thing: there's a lock that night for a bet, and it's over 2.5 touchdowns for Tom Brady. And I'm almost like 99% sure he's done it in the past 4 out of 5 games. Starting off, he's had 3 or more touchdowns. So I wanted to share that with the people because I already threw my money on it.
And we will be getting our bets going. College football Saturday mornings, NFL Sunday mornings. Checking out Russo's Playbook.com. We're starting that up this week for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then with Washington, real quick though, I mean, speaking of Cam earlier too, Ron Rivera ran Cam into the dirt.
Yeah.
Now he won't even touch him.
He might as well go grab him.
I think he should just because...
Just to have him there, man. I mean, Cam doesn't really want to come in and be a backup or anything, right?
No, I want him starting.
If his competition is Ryan Fitzpatrick and you want to make him earn that, Cam can earn that.
I'll take...
You want to give him a couple weeks of practice to earn it, he can earn that.
And I'll take 75% of what Cam Newton used to be compared to 100% what Fitzpatrick is.
Right now.
Fitzpatrick is a 14-year veteran, been on 13 different teams. He's never been to the playoffs. The closest he's gotten has been, I'm pretty sure, to the Jets season, 2015, with Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, and he still couldn't get him there. A 10-6 record. Had Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, the most touchdowns in Jets history in that season, most yards, but he passed Joe Namath for most yards in a season for a Jets quarterback, and you still couldn't get us to the playoffs. I don't have any faith in him. No faith.
Sign Cam Newton. Start Cam Newton.
Wait
till you have a losing record. Then throw Ryan Fitzpatrick in. Let him win you a couple games. Put Cam back in. Get you to the playoffs.
They could run it like him and Tua last year.
As I'm saying, perfect.
Him and Tua, 1-2 punch.
Give my boy Heineke the start right now. All right.
There it is.
I forgot. There it is. You go check out Tyler Heineke's article on Russo's Playbook.
I still believe in man. So I don't know. I think eventually we're gonna see his name pop up along the.
You know what? After that performance he had against the Bucs in the playoffs last year, I've been I'm not on the train with you, but I'm not laughing at you. I was just laughing at the fact that you brought it back up. But
how do you not?
It's not a bad point.
How do you not give him a real start though, or a real chance?
Yeah,
he balled out for you in the playoffs. You're not gonna run through this offseason. Well, maybe he might be the starter.
They just threw him $1 million, and they're like, "You want to ride the bench?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess."
There ain't nobody else looking at him.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, while we're at it, season's about to start back up again. Still got Carson in your top 5 going into this year.
Oof. So how I see it is obviously top 5. It's pushing after what he did last year. I don't know if I can even talk about Mans anymore, but I think he's gonna have a better year, obviously, than he did last year. I think he's gonna impress a lot of people, and I mean my reasoning for it is he's actually protected now with that offensive line that they have. He has the bailout in their defense. He has one hell of a running back in Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines and Marlon Mack. Wide receivers wise, he's got Pittman. He's got a couple other options that aren't that bad. T.Y. Hilton, I think he's beat up. Hurt. He's a little hurt, but eventually he'll make his way back. At the end of the day, Carson Wentz has more of a hopeful team around him to make him better. No, I know. But I think he might actually have a bounce back year where he's going to impress a lot of people along the lines of not making a lot less mistakes and throwing a lot more touchdowns essentially. But he needs to figure out the way to shake off. Like, I feel like he kind of lives in the past a little bit. Like, he's terrified to do some things because he doesn't want to get hurt. He doesn't want to throw a pick. Like,
that's what I'm worried about. If he's playing antsy, and I have that same caution with Tua coming back as well with the hip. And
scared money don't make no money.
And then Dak too. We were talking about
exactly.
Dak too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just think it's I forgot what I was saying. Let's keep it moving. So, Tyrod Taylor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor is getting the start for the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson is going to be a healthy scratch all year long. How are you going to waste that roster spot? Put this man's on the exempt list and get yourself a 53rd player. You're just going to sit Deshaun Watson in street clothes on the bench every single game? What are we doing here?
It's obviously it's been a touchy subject the entire time.
I'm not saying start him. I'm just saying don't put him in.
We've covered it, and but like at the end of the day, no charges have been officialized yet or whatever. So in my opinion, like start him.
You have nothing to lose.
But I mean, they clearly like Tyrod, and I like Tyrod too. I'm not opposed to him getting a shot. I hate that. I would hate for it to come out 3-4 years later that none of it was true, and Deshaun just got four of his prime years wasted. I would hate that for him. If it's all true, man,
then he deserves what it is.
Yeah, whatever is coming his way, he deserves. Exactly.
Yeah, but like I would hate for that to be the outcome of this.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that they're basically blackballing him from playing. They're letting Tyrod get the start. He didn't want to be there anyway, but now nobody's gonna trade for him either because of all of this. And it's like that's a great point. Like just if you're not gonna play him, release him or like give him a chance to go somewhere else. No one wants to trade for him, but maybe somebody will sign him.
Yeah.
Let him go play somewhere.
Not even that. You don't even have to release him or let him play anywhere. Put him on the exempt list.
Well, yeah.
Give him half the year off at least.
I'm saying, like, just even to give him, like, just give, like, let him go if you don't want him.
Yeah.
Well, like, at least do that, and then you could bring another player in. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
that's the best point.
It makes me kind of nervous that they did all that, though, because I think that means
something might be going on.
They know something that we don't.
Right.
And I think that, like, if this is the downfall of Deshaun,
that's a good point.
Like we all said before, if this is if everything is true, what he did, he's going to be in a world of hell, but he deserves it 100%. However, everything that I've been seeing from the Houston organization in the past 2 months, them saying that they're shopping around for him now, them putting him on this healthy scratch list or whatever it is. I think it's all just pointing to one thing, and it's that this is going to kind of get closed out. Like, the FBI is involved now. A lot of other people are involved. Like,
it's getting
that's a good point.
wild.
I didn't think about that angle of, like, that could be the reason.
Yeah. I think
but even in that case, wouldn't you, if you did know that was coming, wouldn't you put him on the exempt list at least at that point, too?
I would think something.
Off the roster at that
He'd
point.
be on Roger Goodell's list.
Yeah.
You gotta go sit in his office in detention. The whole season. The whole season, dog.
You gotta watch the games with him, bro.
Oh, God. From his
man cave. Don't worry, though. You get to sit in the chair.
Yeah, God.
Oh, man.
You couldn't pay me $1 million to be there.
They're going to pay him a lot of $1 million. He's getting paid. So.
He's not on a list. He's getting paid.
So this is one thing I was wondering, too. Did his contract extension start yet? Or did it start this year?
Well, it should start this year. And it's going to kick in because he's not an age. I mean, he won't get game checks because he's not playing, obviously. No, he's a healthy scratch, so he is on the roster. He's getting played for game checks.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to get all $156 million over these 4 years regardless.
I don't know. You know what it is? Because the Houston Texans know they fucked him. All right? They know they messed him up big time.
That guy will pay him at least.
Yeah, let's at least give him his money.
That's crazy.
Dude, I mean, I'm not going to dive into it because, like you said, if he's guilty, it's 100% he's wrong. If it was fake and made up and people just trying to grab money from the guy because they saw an opportunity, I mean, it's just fucked up, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
we can't make that.
I think his contract extension started this year, which means they owe him $156 million.
Yeah.
And, like, if they tried to, like, shop for him and get rid of him, that's, like, $6 million in cap hit a year, I think.
I'm sure more. I'm sure they'd have to eat some money to trade him off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
On what they signed. Oof.
Nobody's gonna say, "Here's 3 first-round picks, probably a good player, and we'll pay all his money." Nah, you pay all his money. I'll give you the
and
draft.
he might get arrested by week 7. Like, I'm good on that.
Yeah, we'll
That's
pass
why
on
he's
that.
Still in the roster,
damn, bro.
But we got anything else, or you want to get into these divisions?
Let's jump into these division winners. I'll run them down. You guys give me an answer. And then we got Super Bowl matchup after that. So I'll kick it off. AFC East. Who you guys got? Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets.
Bills.
Yeah, I gotta go Jets on the. No, I'm just joking. The Bills are winning this division. I think Patriots come close second.
I got Bills as well.
Dolphins come close second. I forgot they cut.
I like what the Dolphins got going on, but the Patriots bought their team this year.
Yeah,
they paid
that's
for
fair.
it.
That's
so
fair.
We'll see what goes on.
AFC West. We got Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. I think this is the easy one. I got Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs. I think Chargers take second though.
Yeah, I think they step up.
I do think that as well. Yeah.
I think
we're all on the
Broncos.
same page
I think
so far,
Broncos are going to shock some people. I'm not saying they'll
I love
get.
Teddy B.
I do. I know. That's why I think they're going to shock some
people.
people.
He's going to do all right. He's going to do okay.
I think they'll be battling for that second spot with the Chargers. AFC North. We got Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers. Who you got?
This is where it gets real interesting, right?
I got Browns. I want to beat you to it. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I know AG's obviously gonna stick with his Ravens and stuff, man. But I think the Browns are a very, very scary team this year. However, there's 3 teams in that division that really can make some noise. Like Pittsburgh, like their defense is going to continue to be their defense. They could sneak out a couple games, but
with that running game too, I like it.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry. Go on.
I was going to say, but
getting ahead of myself.
The Ravens going to Raven. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win the important ones. I think they're gonna continue to be that run down your throat kind of team, and they're just gonna they're gonna do their thing. But I like the Browns.
We lost 2 running backs in the last 7 days for the year.
Yeah. Brought in Le'Veon Bell for workout.
ACL for Dobbins. Yep. Yeah, we did bring in Le'Veon Bell. We brought in Devontae Freeman. We brought in Gurley earlier in the year.
I think Gurley would be a nice fit for you guys.
We're definitely bringing
Bell.
We're definitely bringing at least 1 or 2 of those guys in.
Yeah.
We just locked in Mark Andrews for to be the highest paid tight end for the next 4 years. So I'm hoping he buys some playoff skills with that money because I need it. I need him to show up this playoffs if you're going to be the number 1 paid tight end. But hey, man, you guys have made this mistake before. I just want to warn you before I lock this in. There's still time for me to cross off Browns, right Ravens.
No, Browns it is. You're lucky I didn't go Bengals.
I'm not lucky you didn't go Bengals. You're lucky you didn't go Bengals. my pick's locked in, brother. But
one thing I wanted to touch on with the Steelers real quick. Did we not see what Big Ben is? Yeah. He's going to play great for 10 to 11 weeks, and then he's going to fall apart.
He's going to fall apart.
It's what he is. He's 39 years old.
Can't wait.
So listen, I get they got defense, they got the running game, but that doesn't mean Ben Roethlisberger is going to be able to sling it. If you rely on that running game all season and limit what he's throwing, then maybe you have a chance to sneak into playoffs and win a playoff game, but that's it. You're not going to Super Bowl. This isn't his last run. He's off after this, dog.
I thought he was done years ago.
I'm surprised they're still.
I said it last year. He was
surprised they're still rocking with him. That's another team that might as well trade for Deshaun.
Yeah, they got. You know what's interesting though? They got Dwayne Haskins, who they kept around. I believe he's number 2 or 3. He made Mason Rudolph there.
Well, that's interesting. I'll say this though, man. The Browns are a threat this year.
Yeah,
they're definitely a threat to the Ravens. I'll give them that this year.
Their defense.
They woke me up last year, and I admitted it to you guys too. I was like, hey, it's 3 years later, but you know,
we finally hit.
Guys, we finally right about that one. You know what I mean? It took a while, but
I held faith. That's my thing. I held faith.
You know what? Maybe Carson Wentz will be top 5 in a few years too. We'll never know. But
I hope so.
All right.
But they've got a chance. They've got a chance. I'm going Ravens.
And let's move AFC South. Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Titans.
This is a tough one.
I know. My gut says Titans, but my heart says Colts. I don't know what to do.
Same here, man.
I don't know what to do. I dropped my pen.
So let's talk about it. The Colts all around are a better team. All around.
Yeah.
However, the offense of the Titans is absolutely terrifying.
Filthy.
That team is a whole different kind of breed. 2 wide receivers that honestly, I have no idea how people are going to cover because as soon as
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, as soon as you put double coverage on either one of those, Derrick Henry's going to run the ball for 200 yards.
And double cover one of them, the other one's getting a one-on-one.
Yeah.
If they give them one-on-one on either side, you're gold.
So
you can't stack the box anymore. That was the perfect pickup for the Titans.
Yeah.
This all comes down, though, as funny as it is, to Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the player that can make the difference for the Colts or absolutely ruin them.
Yeah.
Like we.
Or him being hurt, too.
Yeah.
Would be a factor there of we don't know what Ellinger is going to give us.
Exactly.
Necessarily.
And I like
him.
I love Sam Ellinger, but he's too young. He's too young right now to be giving him a division. So because of that, because I'm still questionable about Carson Wentz, even though I'm hopeful for him, I think I got to go with the Titans.
I agree.
I think I'm just gonna second all of those. That's the best way to think about it. That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. I'm sitting here like, well, all right, I trust Tannehill to run that offense the way that it needs to be ran.
And the Titans defense, they won't be the best, but they'll do what they have to do.
Yeah.
No, but the Colts they'll be there. I think that'll be a dogfight till the end of the year for that division.
And for the Titans, don't get me wrong, you got some young pieces that can do something.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to wait and see if they actually do it. You know what I'm saying? I forget his first name, but Farley out of Virginia Tech.
He's nice.
No, it's Farley.
Yeah.
That just came to my head. I just threw it out there. Was he not? Wasn't he from? He was from Virginia, wasn't he?
McFarley?
Fairley. I think he was.
I think you're thinking of McFarland.
No, I don't know.
Either way, now you got me messed up. Farley,
Yeah,
Virginia Tech cornerback, went to the Titans. He dropped because of injury concern. If he can play to his potential, he's a great cornerback and a great pickup. But he has to stay in. You got it.
Fairley. He's the defensive end from Auburn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I just think if the young Titans defense can step it up, then we see. But like I said, we have to make sure they actually do that first.
I just need them to be consistent. I know they're going to get exposed left and right for some of these teams that they have to play against, but if there's got to be some consistency to their play.
If they play average and consistent, they'll be fine because the offense can carry it.
Exactly.
But if they play below average and inconsistent, they're screwed.
And in that case, the offense can still outscore them for some of those games.
For some of the games.
Those games might go 50-50.
It's an offense. It's the opposite sides for the Colts and them. Like the Colts got the defensive bailout and the Titans have the offensive bailout.
I was going to say, it's
even
that way with the Ravens too. It's like, all right, look, my defense is gonna give up like 14, but like, am I gonna get 17 out of the offense? That's what we need to. You know what I mean? It's the complete opposite. It's like Titans. All right, I know you're gonna put up 37, but can you please hold them under 35 for me?
Exactly.
I don't want every game to be close. You know what I mean? But Colts and Titans, I think it's gonna definitely be a dogfight to the end of the season.
Big time.
For sure.
That's a tough one.
NFC East. It's always a dogfight. I know we just talked about it.
I'm going with the Redskins, dog.
Washington.
Damn, 2 times in a show, bro. Sheesh.
Yo, Russo, I don't know, man. I think
we're sending them all.
I think Hunter might block us when he gets to Maui. He's like sabotaging us right now. He's like, let me cancel these fuckers before I have to leave. I'm never talking to him again. Never doing the show again. Like,
all right, you know what? I'll save myself here with a nice, fun statistic for everybody. So, as terrible as the NFC East has been, did you know that they actually lead the NFL with the total Super Bowls? They have 13 Super Bowls in total through the NFC East through the beginning of whatever. Yeah. But every division after that, I think the closest one is like 8 or 9. And to think that they hold that many more Super Bowls than the rest of the league, and they are just ass.
They're so bad.
They are terrible now. They're like, how do we get back to that point, bro? But like this has like been like the downfall of them for the past couple years. So it would be interesting to see them eventually make it back. But like I just thought that was crazy. Like that blew my mind.
I'm gonna have to go Washington as well. I'm gonna have to go Washington. I wanted the Cowboys, and I really think the Cowboys will win it. But just because of injury concern between COVID, how they demonstrated it last year and already to start this year, I can't trust them right now. I can't. Yeah. Unfortunately.
I'm gonna switch it up just cause I was a toss up for me. It was a toss up for me. So I'm gonna go Giants.
You just try and get on fans. Good side.
I'm going Giants.
You're gonna make me throw up.
I'm kidding, bro. I'm going Cowboys though.
I was about to say,
bro.
And real quick, because we gotta hurry this
Cowboys,
up. Real quick, but we'll hurry this up. The Giants. You didn't spend a single draft pick on the offensive line. You barely signed any free agents. Now you're going to sit here and try and make trades for low tier. Probably was going to be released before you made a trade for them.
Seriously.
And now you're trading for all these guys who aren't going to improve you much. Stop that, Dave Gettleman. Get fired already.
Yo, I'm telling you guys are wrong, man.
Anyway,
NFC next division.
Let's go to a real competitive division. Let's try and hurry this up. So we got the NFC West: Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. Who you guys got?
So tough. That division is so brutal.
So tough. I gotta go Rams.
I'm going Cardinals.
I'm going Rams.
Okay, I like that Cardinals pick. I like that. They'll make it to the wild card. Seahawks, 49ers miss out on playoffs.
Wow. You guys are both going Rams?
No.
I'm going,
All right. I was expecting
Rams,
I was expecting us to choose 3. That one.
Because that one.
I was thinking that was going to be the division that happened in.
Yeah.
I like the Rams picks though.
NFC North: Bears, Lions.
Real quick.
What's up?
You don't no confidence in the Seahawks?
I mean, I do, but it's the same thing every single year. It's a terrible defense. Nowadays,
Or
it's
the
a
Niners?
terrible defense.
I
like the
very
Niners, but they're
toss-up
injury
division.
prone.
The division's wild.
Dude, if the 49ers are healthy, dog, their
that's the
defense
thing.
is crazy. And if either Jimmy G or Trey Lance is playing well, like, they got some people to throw to. I don't know, man.
We'll circle around to get actually, my coworker brought this up to me yesterday, and he made a great point. He could have he's a 49ers fan. He could 100% see this being another Kaepernick situation, where Jimmy G's kind of leading the way but not doing enough. Next thing you know, Trey Lance is starting to get a shot, and then they get into playoffs and rides it into the playoffs.
Didn't they?
Something like that.
Did they not say Trey Lance is a starter yet?
No, it's Jimmy G. Come on now. But let's keep it moving.
Man,
let's keep it moving.
That's an interesting
We got
one.
NFC North, Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings. I'm going to go Packers. I mean, I think that's simple enough.
Yeah, Packs.
Yeah, and then
Packers, yeah.
NFC South, we got Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Buccaneers.
I got to go Bucks.
Bucks. Yeah, I got to go Bucks as well. I'm sure AG's on the same boat.
Got called in.
Yeah, no, that was Jiggy.
You see it.
But, so we all went Packers,
Yeah.
and we all going Bucks.
Yes.
I mean, I'm definitely going Bucks.
Yes. All right, and last thing, Super Bowl matchup. Who you got, Hunt?
I said it before, I'll say it again. It's going to be a repeat of last year, Chiefs and Bucks.
Woo-wee. All right, what you got, AG?
You did say that from the very start. Damn. I got Ravens and Packers. I think Last Dance gets in there.
I like that. I'm going with, and it's going to make me cry at night, Bills versus Packers. I think the Bills are going to win it.
I like the Bills pick.
I think the Bills are going to win it. I'll probably
like the Bills
I'll go
pick.
cry in my bed after that one. But yeah, Bills,
like the
Packers.
Bills pick.
That's how we'll round out this
hold on,
show.
hold on.
Oh, what's up?
Bucks,
Write them
Chiefs.
down.
Oh, hold on. I'll just do it here. Bucks, Chiefs. Who you got winning?
Bucks.
Bucks, Chiefs. Bucks win again.
Tom Brady's going to piss off a
AG,
lot
you
of
got Ravens and Packers. Who you got winning that?
Ravens.
Ravens winning that, and I got Bills, Packers, and I think the Bills are winning that. And that's how we'll wrap up this show, episode 24 of Russo's Playbook. You can find it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Yep.
Possibly Hunter's last in-studio show. He will be moving to Maui. We will be doing it virtual and getting him on still. Don't worry about that. You can read up on our bets. You can read up on our bets and blogs at russosplaybook.com. And we'll catch you guys again next week.